Hey, gang. Boy, do we have a great interview today. Dianne Bailey. Now, the reason I invited Dianne is because she is a Tai Chi instructor, and she's got a lot of other credentials. She's a functional aging specialist and a fourth degree black belt, which is really cool. Now, she's written several books, one, Eating Simply, Open the Door to Tai Chi, Tai Chi for the Everyday Person, and her newest book is called Healthy, Happy, and Fit, Ageless Exercise to Enjoy Your Best Years Yet. I really like that. Now, she's also created an online training program called Open the Door to Tai Chi that can really help people begin to teach Tai Chi. She's also has presented at the Functional Aging Summit, the Female Brain Summit, and a regular contributor to several publications on functional fitness and Tai Chi as an exercise. So I am absolutely thrilled to have Dianne Bailey with us today. So let's welcome Dianne.
Hey, how are you, Wanda? I appreciate it.
I am great. I can hardly wait to find out more about your background and how you got involved in all this wonderful stuff you're doing. So could you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into the movement category?
Absolutely. It's kind of funny, in 1994, when my oldest son, was 8, he wanted to become a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And so I took him to the local Taekwondo studio, and I had the opportunity, instead of just sitting and watching, there was an adult class in the back of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is actually ground fighting. And I decided, instead of just sitting, I would go back and participate. And that was the start of my martial arts career. I studied many things through the years. Obviously, jiu-jitsu, went into taekwondo. I've studied Krav Maga. I've studied American boxing. And along the way, I said, I really should learn some Tai Chi.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, when I first started it, I didn't like it because it was so slow. Right. And I was used to punching and kicking things, and I like to punch and kick things. But now that it's years later and I'm 60 now, and I know that having added Tai Chi to my exercise regimen has helped me continue to do the harder style of exercise, whatever it is that I want to do, because it has provided that balance of exercise, that I'm not just ground and pound all the time. I'm not breaking my body down. I'm actually renewing it with that energy flow of Tai Chi.
Yeah, and we've been talking about the flow of energy all week here on our Facebook group. And how we are energy beings, and we've got to get the energy moving, okay? Because it can get stuck. It can get stuck in our joints and our muscles, our brain, our whole body. So can you give us a little background? This is an ancient movement practice, isn't it?
Yes, and the way I describe Tai Chi is it's a subset of the bigger umbrella of Qigong, which is the healing arts in China. And one of the Qigong masters that I'm acquainted with, she describes it as Qigong is the tree and Tai Chi is a branch. So there are many healing arts. Qigong is a much bigger picture. Tai Chi is actually a martial art, and it started as a fighting style. It started in all of Tai Chi started in China. It's moved into that movement meditation that you're now familiar with, or you might have seen in a movie or in a park, the slow, gentle movement. Tai Chi is often called movement meditation because it is slow and you need to be in the moment. I teach the Yang style of Tai Chi. There are 4 or 5 different styles of Tai Chi, depending on who you talk to. And the Yang style is the most popular here in the United States. So that is what I teach. Definitely now, as that movement meditation, the slow, gentle movement is important because that does help open up your body in several different ways to allow that energy to flow. Like you said, it sometimes gets stuck. And when it's stuck, it's stagnant. And if you think of stagnant water, it stinks, right?
Yeah.
And it's lifeless, right? So we want that energy to flow in our body. We want to be as vigorous, as have the vitality that we can, as much as we can. And movement is important in that.
Yeah, just thinking about it, the few times that I've done Tai Chi, I didn't learn all. I think there were 20 movements or something like that it was called Tai Chi Chu or something.
Okay.
Is that something similar to the
Tai Chi Chuan?
style?
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong? Okay.
That's all right. That's okay.
I remember how I felt. I'm just in that space right now of how I felt with all those gentle movements. And there was one like going around the platter or something.
Okay.
And it just settled me. Okay.
Yes.
And, as I said to our group, movement is not about just exercising. That's why I try to use the word movement more than exercise, because people go, oh no, I don't want to exercise. Right. But for people who have perhaps maybe a little excessive weight or who have problems with their joints hurting, this is just a wonderful method to get moving without harming yourself. So could you talk a little bit more about the health benefits of Tai Chi?
It is. And that's, I often talk to people about, it's a great way to start with exercise if you haven't been exercising, if you've been afraid of hurting yourself, maybe you've had a joint replacement, maybe you've had a cardiac event.
Yeah.
It's a very gentle way to introduce good movement into your life. It's so gentle on your joints. And the way that we teach it, my company is called Open the Door to Tai Chi, which is important because that's what I want to do. I want to open the door to make it accessible to everybody and to let people know that you don't have to do it for perfection. Sometimes people are like, oh, I that's too complicated. I can't, I'm not coordinated. That's not, we don't do it for perfection. We do it to help your body be the best it can be. And we'll modify as needed. You don't have to look like the people that you see on YouTube that are actual competition in Tai Chi, and they've done it for years and years. And you don't have to look like that in order to get the benefits of Tai Chi. And the benefits are numerous and they've been studied. It's not just me saying it because I like Tai Chi. There are thousands of research studies that prove that Tai Chi improves your balance, that it is wonderful at lowering your blood pressure and reducing the stress in your body. It's wonderful at improving your sleep quality. Sometimes as we age, that sleep pattern gets interrupted. It's wonderful at resetting the body. It's actually proven to improve your brain, your executive functioning, because it is a movement meditation. You do have to be in the moment. You're teaching your your body new movements. So there's new neuromuscular connections happening.
Yes.
But it's also, you have to memorize a form. So you have to think about what you're doing, and you have to be dual tasking, in that it's not just doing part the wild horse's mane. That's one of the movements. It's how do I do part the wild horse's mane, remaining rooted and grounded, moving from my dantian, which the dantian is 2 inches in from the belly button and 2 inches down. It's the center of our energy in Tai Chi. It's the center of our balance. So you're dual tasking. You have a cognitive task trying to figure out, how do I apply these principles to the movements and how to do the movements. So the benefits of doing this gentle form of exercise are amazing.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that. You do have to remember the movement, because the movements have a purpose too. Okay, don't they? This is not like, it's not just moving. No. Each one of the what do you call them? Stances.
Posture. You can call them a posture.
They in and of themselves have a function too, don't they?
And they do. And in Tai Chi, I have often said, it's not just standing, moving in a room, moving gently. Because it is a martial art, the movements are all based in martial arts movements. So to understand that, that background is actually important, to understand why you're doing what you're doing. But it's more important to make sure that you understand those underlying principles. Things like, we have columns in our body. We have one column that's straight down the center of our body, one through each shoulder, through each hip. And we want to keep those columns intact. Yeah. And it is a postural thing, right? But it's not a ramrod straight military. It's as if you're suspended from the crown of your head, and you just allow your body to fall naturally into alignment. Yeah. And if you think about that, that alone helps your body function better, right? It allows your lungs to be able to open and expand the way they're supposed to. It allows your muscles to support your body the way they're supposed to against gravity. It allows your body to relax. When we're in a good posture, it's actually a very relaxing thing. We're not all bent over. It also helps us so that we can move with more ease, with more grace, with more balance. Because if we're in a good posture, we're not bent over. You've seen people, I'm going to turn to the side here, right?
Yeah, that bent overness I've seen.
Right.
That is, it's almost an oppressive posture. We all have times in our lives when we feel the weight of the world on our shoulders, and before we know it, we're slumping over, and we're at the computer, doing all kind of stuff. So Tai Chi could be also used in an office setting. I mean, you can close the door to your office and do a few of the movements just to kind of re-energize yourself, couldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Not only to re-energize yourself, but also to allow your body to relax. Maybe it's a stressful meeting that you just came out of, or a stressful meeting you're going into. To take that moment for yourself is very important. And Tai Chi is very easy. That's part of the beauty of it, is it takes no special equipment. Yeah. You just need a little bit of room, and you can do that for yourself. It's a gift for yourself.
Yeah, it sure is. I can remember times when I first learned this, I would actually go into the bathroom in my office, which was big enough for me to get centered again. Maybe I just dealt with a difficult problem with a patient, and I was upset. The patient was upset, and it's just wonderful. And I'm just so grateful that we have this opportunity to share it. So can you tell us a little bit let's talk about your functional aging work. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Yes. The Functional Aging Institute was created by Dr. Dan Ritchie and Dr. Cody Sipe, and their focus is to help trainers understand how to train the aging population. Okay. Unfortunately, the fitness industry is notoriously focused on the fit and the near fit and the 20 to 40 something, right? Well, there's a whole lot of people outside of that range that need to move, and they need to move. They need to be challenged appropriately to not harm their body, but not to babysit them either, right? Because if you just sit in a chair and move your leg back and forth, that's not going to help you walk through the grocery store. That's not going to help you continue to golf or to travel, things that you love to do, right? So the Functional Aging Institute is focused on helping trainers help the aging population to continue to do the things they love to do. Yeah. And I got connected with them through the Tai Chi program because it was a good marriage of Tai Chi is a wonderful piece of the puzzle of exercise, right? It's not the whole puzzle, but it's a really important piece of the puzzle. Yes, you do need to, if you can, it's good to do resistance training. It's good to do cardiovascular training. Tai Chi is a piece of that puzzle. And so that marriage between the Functional Aging Institute and Open the Door to Tai Chi was just a natural fit. And because I am a personal trainer as well, that was a good fit for me. My studio here in Centennial is focused on the mature adult. We're a private personal training studio that we really focus on people 45 and above. So it's a comfortable place, it's a safe place, and it's a place where we know how to challenge your body appropriately so that you can continue to do the things you love to do.
Yeah, it's almost like Tai Chi is a preparation for resistance training, or maybe some gentle weights, or cardiovascular, or getting your heart rate up a bit. It sounds almost like a preparation, to get yourself, your body ready to then do something a little bit more vigorous.
And that's, exactly. That's it can be that gentle entrance into exercise. It can also be like, for someone like me, like I told you, it's that good balance of exercise, because you can't always be harsh on your body. Exercise itself is stress. Now, it's good if it's in the right prescription, but if you're pound, stress on stress on stress on stress, you're going to break your body down. So you need to have that balance of a softer form of exercise so that it completes the circle, if you will.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Feels right. So, we talked, I just got your email about the finding balance and the Dantian. Dantian. Okay. Can you say a little bit more about that?
We're working on balance a lot in Tai Chi because, like I said, it is proven to improve your balance. And if you think about, like I told you, the Dantian is 2 inches in from the belly button and 2 inches down. If we think about that as the center of our movement, then we keep those columns intact. And it does keep us centered in a good posture, in good movement. It's, you will see a lot of people leading with their head as they walk, right? Or their shoulders as they walk. And that's not a good posture. That's actually going to encourage a fall. So if you think about moving from your dantian, and I'm not talking about sticking your belly button out. That's I'm not talking about walking like the keep on trucking man. That's not what you're walking like. You're still in that good posture, but it keeps you, if you're focused on that dantian, you can actually rotate properly. It keeps you more balanced as you walk, as you understand where your weight shift is. And that's part of Tai Chi as well, is we don't fall forward. We actually choose to take a step forward because we know where our weight is, and we keep ourselves balanced. It's not a falling forward. If I want to go forward, I go forward. If I want to go backward, I go backward. I'm always in that balanced position.
Yeah, some people might call that the center of gravity of your body, would you say?
Yep. Right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And you're right. So many people, as they get older, they get more and more stooped. When I see somebody in the grocery store, they're almost face down looking.
Right.
It's been years and years of that kind of adaptive behavior, and our manual therapist, Dr. John Sloss, calls it adaptive muscle shortening. Your muscles actually shorten when you stay in that posture all the time.
Right.
So Tai Chi is a way of opening up the whole body. And I like to think of it as becoming mindful. It's a mindfulness exercise also, our meditation. And I just can't say enough good things about it. I'm looking forward to maybe doing some of your online classes and maybe in person eventually. Can you say a little bit more about how people could get involved with your work?
Absolutely. And I would love to have you, Dr. B. That'd be fun. I do have in-person classes here at the Conditioning Classroom. That's the name of my studio. It's really important, especially now, to be a part of a group together, to have some social interaction. And it also helps to, you can ask questions in person, and you can have my guidance there as you're doing the movements. But I also know that there are some people that maybe it's not convenient to come to the studio. Maybe they're in a different part of the country. Maybe they're in a part where there are no Tai Chi instructors. I did create an online video membership site where you can learn Tai Chi from me in the convenience of your own home. You can study at your own time frame, whatever your work schedule or what you can, it's on demand, and you can study at your own pace. So that video membership site is actually available. My website is taichisystem.com. So taichisystem.com. And that's a very low cost. It's only about $15 a month that you can learn Tai Chi from me online. But like I said, it is important, if you can, to find an instructor, to find a class. And that's part of why I started Open the Door to Tai Chi, that I wanted to build an army of instructors so that Tai Chi is available in every community, that everybody can participate in it. And that's why, I call my book Tai Chi for the Everyday Person. It should be available because it's such a wonderful form of exercise.
Yeah, wouldn't it be wonderful when we go out for a walk that we see, 4 or 5 people over in the park doing Tai Chi? You do occasionally see that, and many times from our Asian friends. It's just, why do you think that the Orientals, the Asian people, have been so involved in this kind of gentleness? It's amazing.
Well, and it's Tai Chi did start in China, and I think it's partly the culture understands and accepts that energy flow, that they understand that vitality of life is not just eating food, and that's part of it. I mean, right? It is, eating well is good, but it that energy in your body, it needs to move. And I think that's part of the culture, is that they understand it doesn't always have to be hard and fast movement, that sometimes that slow opening up your joints actually helps bring that vitality back to your life. My husband actually visited China about 5 years ago, and it was actually he's a high school principal, and that was part of his work, that he was meeting with some high school students, and he asked some of the young Chinese students, he said, "Do you guys do Tai Chi?" And they said, "Oh no, that's for old people." So even the young people there are just like our young people here. But the sooner you get involved in understanding, like I said, that balance, that opening up, that gentleness, the sooner you allow your body to do that, the longer that you will be able to do other things.
Yeah. And there is another martial art where the whole purpose of it is to decrease the conflict, disengage the person that wants to fight with you.
Right.
Aikido. Aikido?
Aikido. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think I did that once with somebody, or went to a lecture, and I was just, it's just a way of communicating. And even though you may not be doing the movement, you do it, with consciousness, that if somebody's upset, you just kind of move aside a little bit and let their anger go past you.
Yes.
That always impressed me so much. And instead of, in our culture, we're just always banging up against each other and screaming and yelling and fighting. And, if the whole world learned how to do these kind of gentle movement exercises, wouldn't we have a more peaceful world?
Right. And, sometimes Tai Chi is a martial art. It's to address an opponent. Okay. Sometimes we are addressing an opponent with energy going towards them. Sometimes there's a yielding and allowing that energy to come past us, right? And I like to teach my class that, yes, you're learning how to address an opponent, but that opponent is not always a person. That opponent in your life might be depression. It might be cancer. It might be just negative self-talk, right? You are in Tai Chi, you're learning to address an opponent, but don't always look at that opponent as a person. Tai Chi can actually help you deal with things in your life in a different way.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting idea, because so many times I see a lot of patients who their self-talk is just damaging. You can almost, they may not be saying it, but I can almost hear it coming out of them. I'm not good enough. I don't know how to do anything. I don't look right. There's just so many things that they've been put down by so many people in their life, and they don't believe in themselves. So it almost feels like a marriage with your own sacred self.
And it is, I mean, to help your body be the best it can be. That's what I talk about, is we're all different. We're not going to be, and that's a good thing. Thank goodness we're all different. The world would be awful if we were all the same. Yeah. But that's about accepting yourself and accepting, how can I be the best I can be? And that's part of what Tai Chi is about.
Yeah, and I just hope everybody, now, even if you were not able to be with us live and make any comments or ask questions, this is going to be recorded, and I'm going to be sure that it gets everywhere I can possibly post it, because I think it is so important. my whole goal is to just open up the whole palette of the things that we can do in our lives to have more joy, more happiness, more peace of mind, and the sense of energy that is a gentle energy, not a firecracker explosion all the time, but a gentle movement through the world. And I just think it makes a huge difference. And Dianne, is there anything else you want to say?
Well, I appreciate you, Dr. B. I appreciate your mission with Healing Unleashed, that you are trying to open up that whole world of helping people understand themselves and know that there are different pieces for different people.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that mission, and thank you very much for letting me be a part of this to explain a little bit about Tai Chi.
Yeah.
And, if anybody has questions about Tai Chi, if you are curious about it at all, I am available. You can email me, Dianne@taichisystem.com. And I do answer all my emails. So
I know you do.
questions,
I was super impressed.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I really do want to help people understand and get involved in it. I am available.
Okay, we'll be sure Tom has put your website down, taichisystem.com, and then your email would be Dianne, DIANNE, @taichisystem.com. We'll be sure that gets posted. And let me see if there was anything else that I wanted to ask you. Okay. Gosh, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you. I appreciate it as well.
Now, one thing that I have a dream that maybe by the fall time comes that we can have you come and we'll gather some of our patients who want to experience this in person. Maybe we can do it here. We have a nice conference room here. We could do some in the office, but it's not quite big enough. But maybe we can do that, because I just want everybody to be as alive and alert and awake and enthusiastic as possible. Okay.
That would be wonderful. I would be totally on for that. You just let me know when, and I will come out and do a class, just do an introductory kind of thing. That would be great.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I will see you again soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.